Hi everyone, welcome back to Paper Craft Possibilities. This is Susan. Glad you're here. Today we're going to work on the few scraps that I have left of the Love Notes collection. You can see I'm down to the bits and pieces. So I'm going to finish using these up because this collection is going to be bye-bye in just a few days. So anyways, let's roll that intro and let's get started. Welcome back. All right, I think we're going to start with some Versamats. Let's get those out because it's going to be a 2-page spread. Can you imagine, with just these few bits and pieces? We are going to use our imagination today. We do that every day, don't we? Let's see. Pulling you guys a little bit closer out so I can get both of those pages in there. So first, I think I want to start with this as my base paper, and this is called Shortbread. I had to look at my notes. For whatever reason, I just cannot remember the name of this paper, so forgive me. But it's Shortbread, and I am using, if you can see here, this is one side of the paper, the true color, and this is just a lighter tone of that same color. I am using the darker or the original or the true, whichever you would like to call it. That's what I'm using here. Then, let's see if I can lay this out first. What I didn't mention in the beginning are these are the zip strips or the branding strips of this collection. And I knew when I looked at these what I wanted to use them for, as silly as it sounds, but kind of let the paper talk to me and say, hey, I remember photos that would look great with that. So that's what I'm doing today. So these are the zip strips. And on the back of your zip strips, if you're ever wanting to know, I'll see if I can put this a little bit closer to the camera. On there, it'll say the colors that are in this collection. So there's never any guessing as to what papers would look good with all of the designs when they come out. So for instance, this is Seabrook. And then there is Scarlet in there too. So Scarlet, or as they say, candy apple. No, Scarlet is in there. So what I'm going to do is, this is the Scarlet, and I am going to use the darker side of the Scarlet, and I'm going to come over in here, right on the edge. And this is a 1 1/4 inch strip. Again, I'm using some of the paper that I've just, the scraps. Now on the zip strip, I'm going to come in just a little, like a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, it's 1/4 inch actually, of covering that red, just so we don't have any raw edges right there. I like to cover up the edge as best I can. So this will come in here. Okay, so let me show you the pictures here that I have going on. This was when my husband and I were dating, and we went apple picking and had a blast, and always have my camera with me. So there I was. We were about an hour away from my place. So anyways, casual and really sunny. This is in California. There's my guy sitting on the picnic we took out, or the picnic tablecloth that I had, and our picnic there. And there he is being a goofball. I don't know if this raspberries, blueberries that we were walking through there. And one of my favorite pictures of all time of him. Absolutely love this picture. And moi, and there I am too. And oh my goodness, something keeps getting on my pictures. So I want to lay these out. I think these pictures I printed with a white border on them, and I think that's going to be just fine. and I want to put them over in here, and they're gonna pretty much be on top of each other here, almost directly on top. Let's see. Yeah, these are the three I wanted to put over here. Then over in here, what I believe I had, oh, I know what it was. Okay, I kind of was thinking this through in my mind. These three, I've gone ahead and matted them up with Scarlet. So I'll put him up in there. Then I'm gonna put them here, the two of us. So I have done a lot of cutting, SVG cutting, on some of the collections we have with Close to My Heart. And first of all, I'm gonna put this in here. And let me see if I can, I've written my notes down here so I could remember them all. The Good Life, and I'll see if I can put up on the screen the SVG files. And I believe they're $9.95 for the whole collection of those cuts. And they're so easy to use. So this one came from The Good Life. And again, it comes in as a completely done double page layout if you want, or just like their other kits, you can totally separate everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking with my hands. You can separate everything, make it any size you want, any color you want. And it worked out great for me because then I could go in and say, okay, I want this windmill to be blank, blank, blank size, and I want to change the colors up to match my page. So it was perfect. So what I'm gonna do is come in here with this over here. And then I made a little bucket. And this is actually in the Good Life collection also. And then the apples, I'm gonna show you something. I made, this bucket was in there, but the apples came from another SVG collection, which is called Backyard Bliss. And I made them all different sizes. I cut a hole in this bucket here, and I just kind of slivered it out, as you can see on the back, and layered in the apples so it could be like a, a basket or a galvanized tub, if you will, is what I saw. And put that right there, and I made all kinds of different size apples. Same apple, different size. And I'm gonna go over with how to put this together with you and what I did to it to make it a little bit more unique. But I'm gonna put those in there. And the reason why I say those is because I'm gonna put a third one in here too, down here. Then I went through and I made this word, and this words came from the SVG collection called In Full Bloom. This I layered up 3 times, and I used Mink, I believe it was Mink. Let me look at my notes again. I did so much to this, I'm trying to remember. The linen is behind here, and I cut it out 3 times on my Cricut and leveled it up 3 times. You can kind of see how it's thick. And then I took the word and I cut it out of Scarlet, and I did it 3 times too. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna put it over in here. The T comes out separately when you're cutting this. So that's gonna go in there. I cut out a cloud, and I don't think I'm gonna use it. I kind of, did some inking on it, and I'm not sure I like it. I just don't like it. I have another one that's just white. Let me see what that looks like. And these clouds were in the Good Life SVG collection. I wish you guys were here to tell me what you think. I will probably go ahead and include it. I might just kind of ink up the edges on it, and then we'll just call that a day on that one. And let me get some of this glued down, and then we're going to come back and talk about these apples and how you can work with an SVG and how to work with them. So let me get this glued down. I'll be right back with you. We are going to be inking up first in mist, and let me see. Okay, what I want to do is I want to take this out, and I think I just want to lightly do up the edges. Remember I had shown you the other cloud that I didn't like as much. It was just, I don't know, it's kind of a depressing cloud, I guess. And this was a beautiful California fall day. I think it was September, I believe it was 2008. I'll look it up some more when I go to put my tagging on this or my journaling. When you cut the SVGs, again, you can make things any color you want. You can make them any size you want. But the apples that are right here on my page, I made them about a 2 1/4 width. And so what we do is it's going to be glued up like this. That's a smaller leaf I don't want in there. I was experimenting. And you can look back on the pictures that these come with and see how kind of they're put together. But you can, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. So there you go on that. But I'm going to ink these up just so I don't have any white edges on them. So first I'm going to come in with Evergreen, and I'm going to use Evergreen here on the leaves. And I brought in my finger dauber too, because to try and get in on the edges. Okay, I think we're getting there. The leave's pretty fragile, especially the stem, so you just need to be a little careful. And if you really can't get in the crease, I usually just try and come up on the edges just a little. Here, I'm gonna put some definition down there too. Okay, so that is our Evergreen. Let's close that up. Put that aside. And next I'm gonna come in with Scarlet. And that's the red tone of the apple. So it's gonna be like a tone on tone, but what this is gonna do is give the edges a little bit of a definition, and also, got ink everywhere today. It's gonna take away the white from cutting on the sides. And I like that look when you've die cut something. Again, you're not going to be able to get into that little hole, but I just kind of ink it up a little up there. Just gives it some definition. Then on the brown layer, although you won't see anything here except the stem and a little bit into the stem, you can see the white sticking out. So I've just come in with the Scarlet, I'm coming in with the Scarlet to get rid of the white edge so it'll blend in with the layer above it. There we go. Okay. So let me put that aside for a minute. And now we're going to come in and ink this, or not ink this up, glue it up. So I'm going to put the stem in like that. I'm going to put down my liquid glue here. Again, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And kind of hold that stem where we want it, trying to get my fingers out of the way. Got a little bit of glue on there, but that'll dry clear. So there you go. I got this off just a little. Let me see if I can clear that up a little. That's It's okay, it gives a little bit of definition. So that one will go down in there. So let me get these glued up and I'm gonna come back with you in just a moment and we're gonna talk about some little journaling hacks, I guess, that I have, and we'll be right back. And we're back. All right, what I've done is I've taken some of the leftover paper that I had and I cut a piece and I did my corner rounder. I'll see if I can find one of these online for you. I believe I got this on Amazon. And I did that. And then this piece, in my opinion, is something that every paper crafter should have in their arsenal. These are die cut white word strips and they come in 4 different colors, I believe. And I want to say they're like $3, $5. I've used these things so much that I just ordered more, and I ordered like 3 more packages of each color. That's how much I've been using these. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to attach this, one of those that came out of that package. I've gone through with the Scarlet and I've done all the edges on this. So let me get this down. And trying to get this as centered as possible on here. Okay. This is what I wanted to share with you because I think a lot of people are overspending on this and you don't need to. I order from a company called, let's see if I can get the glare out of here, Online Labels. And you get sheets and there's lots of different options you can get, but the one that I prefer, it's called a clear matte finish. And I'll show you why in a minute. But none of the labels, you get to cut whatever size you want. And because of that, I probably will not go through this whole package. I believe it's 25 sheets. Yeah, 25 sheets. It may take me a year, and I've already used some of these. What's nice is they're not already cut, so there's not a lot of waste. And, oh my goodness, look like I've got something on me. I may have cut myself, excuse me. So, go on and look at this label company online. It's called Online Labels. And in my opinion, you want the clear matte finish. And I'll show you why here. I've gone ahead and printed out, I want to make sure, I think that's just ink. I don't think I'm bleeding. Let me show you why. I've printed out the journaling or the title or the information, whatever you want to call it, on here. And I'm going to go ahead and place this on here, center it as best I can. And when this is in there, you're going to be hard pressed to see that it's a label. I mean, you can if you really look at closely, but it just kind of blends right back into your background. And when you're flipping through a page of your scrapbook, you're really not going to be able to tell the difference. So let me get this down here. And as you've probably noticed, I don't think I mentioned it before we went off to go take care of a few of these things, that I decided not to use the cloud. I tried every which way and it just wasn't making me happy. So there we go with the apple picking, September 2008. And then these puffy hearts came in the collection. And I thought, you know what? I might use them here. I usually use a brad or something like that, but I thought, let's try this and see what it looks like. So I think I'm gonna have to get my little picker-upper thingy here. There are some on here that are scarlet and some that are red. So I want to make sure I use the darker ones. Let's see. I think I want that size. Just make sure there's 2 of those. There's a bigger one. Yeah, there's 2 that are the same size. And same size, same color. put that one down there. It's hard to see the difference in the color when it's my studio lights on here. Okay. There we go. It's a good thing to use with those puffy hearts there. And then I've had some people ask me in my comments about how I plan my scrapbook pages. And I've made these sheets for myself. This is more for posting online, and I'll go through and list all the product I use so I can collect that. But I've made these sheets, and what I'll do is I'll list the photos I want to use, and I think I'm going to be putting it down here, and I'll list if they're horizontal or verticals. Then I'll make a picture of how I want to use them, and I write down here what sizes I should print them. And that way I just know when I go to my printer that these are the photos I want to use, these are the sizes I should print them. But you'll notice that this was the one for this page, and it looks nothing like my pages here. So it changes often, but it gives me a good idea, and then I know what pictures to print, so I'm not wasting a lot of photo paper. And just as a reminder, I use Canon Luster film. I did reprint this one, by the way. Not film, Canon photo paper. Sorry, my photography days. So that's that. And then what I'm going to do while I'm talking here is I'm going to flash up a couple pictures of the total collections of each of the SVG items that I've used, or the collections, just so you can see everything that's in those for such a nominal amount of money. I think you would be hard pressed to find anything else that has these many things in a collection and pay such little money. So I'm going to flash those up. And then obviously I'll be putting still photos after this video. And then I just wanted to ask you a favor. I understand that some of you are ordering the product, but you're not ordering it through my links down below. And if you could do that, that helps out the channel a great deal and helps me pay for the costs that are incurred in making the videos. So if you have any questions, oh, one more thing. I think there might be one more video. I have to look at my calendar, but before we do the drawing for this month, I'm getting a free die cut and a thin cut set that I'll be sending out. So you have to be subscribed and you have to make a comment below, and you can enter as many times as you want. The person from last month hasn't claimed their prize yet. So if that person hasn't claimed by the time I'm ready to send out this set, the next person gets 2 sets. So make sure you say something. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.